Hi, obviously you know who I am. I'm Mrs. Kelly. Today I'm sitting with Mr. Flessert. I love talking about difficult topics like equality, like acceptance with you because I think that you're such a great source of wisdom on this topic. And when I talk about equality, I see it on the surface, but you actually brought up something that I thought was quite valuable about how the topic of equality actually bothers you a little bit.
Yeah, like when we talk about equality, there's so many different statements that people make to sort of frame their view on how they see equality. And a statement I hear a lot is, well, we're all humans, so we just need to treat each other equally. And sometimes the way people say this makes me feel like they want to sort of erase our differences. And I think that's really difficult because who we are is built up not only of our genetics, not only the fact that we are Homo sapiens, but it's built from our experiences that we had as a child, from the language we speak, from the culture we grew up in. And this sort of we're all human sometimes just erases those differences. And it makes it seem like, we're all human, so we should all just be able to fit the same sort of example. But the differences that we have because of our backgrounds and the cultures we come from and who we were when we were children, we can't erase those differences. We carry those things and they determine so much of who we are and our values. And a friend of mine actually said that really the way we should think about it is we all need to remember that we're all Homo sapiens when we think about how we treat people, but to remember that we do have differences, but that our treatment needs to come from this deeper sort of sense of belonging and community that we have with each other. Yeah.
I really love that we're taking our differences and we're celebrating it and not trying to make everyone fit into a mold. Like, I think of the example of trees, for example. We never criticize the variety that we find in trees, for example. It's really cool when you have lots of different types of trees. And I never hear people going around insulting trees because they're not a certain height or they're wider than other trees. We celebrate the differences because we see that our world is much more beautiful and we have so much more because of that diversity. And it's the same thing, I guess, with us.
Exactly.
That the differences make our world fuller.
They make our world fuller it's actually an interesting example because in environments where you have more diversity of species, those environments are healthier. So when you have things that attack the environment like fire or, like pests or insects, the environment is able to be more resilient, is able to respond better and get healthy again if there's a more diverse count of species in the area. And I think it's the same thing with humans. Like something I love about IES is that we have such a diverse staff. And because of the diversity of staff and diversity of students, we get so many more ideas and more perspectives. And it helps us lead ourselves to better decisions, to a better community, because we're taking the best that everyone is bringing to the table, and everyone's best is a little bit different. And that's great. Yeah.
I love that. Everyone's best is a little bit different.
Yeah.
I love that. Great, thanks for talking to me today.
Anytime.